All right, you guys, what is up? What is up? I know that you typically see us covering the WNBA, but we are sports fans first, not just WNBA fans. We love it all: football, basketball, NBA, WNBA. I don't do tennis, but Adidas a tennis, but that's where I draw the line. That's not really my sport, you guys. This NFL season opener was not what I expected at all. I did expect and hope for a good game, and that it was up until that rain delay. I think people got tired after that rain delay because it was like they were running that ball a lot, both sides. The offense was just going like they couldn't stop nothing on either side. And then after the
Yeah,
rain delay, it was like like nobody can move anywhere. So
yeah.
that was bad. But NFL first game of the season, obviously Eagles versus Cowboys, banner night, and then as soon as the game was like what 6 seconds in, I'm like, is he getting ejected? Like, is he getting
Yeah, this,
what the
yeah.
heck? Like, we'll start there. What do you think about about this NFL about this game number one and about what happened with Jalen Carr number two? We'll start there because that was crazy to me.
Well, I'm a defense guy, so basically the first thing I'm looking
Mhm,
at is that the secondary is trash,
mhm,
and and that they're going to have real problems um, against some of the better teams. Not that Dallas is a bum team,
mhm.
but where you have some teams that they're just going to crush the Eagles when it comes to their wideouts because Jalen can throw the ball, but uh, Jalen has tough time with windows. You know what I
Mhm,
mean? Like tight windows sometimes.
mhm,
He'll air it up there because he has a strong receiver. But as
mhm.
for our defense, going back to the defense, I'm sorry. It's just that I think we're going to have a problem with our defense. Um, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on Jalen and his arm. It's
Mhm,
going to put a ton of pressure. Now he balled out with his legs, and
mhm. That he
I
did.
thank God. Yeah, that he did. He wasn't no chump. He went up there. He stepped up to the plate. That's what I'm talking about. Like awareness. He was aware. Like, look, I know I can't get these passes off, so I'm gonna have to take it into my own hands, and I'm gonna have
Mhm,
to run. And he did what he had to do,
mhm,
and that's why we really act for because at the end of the day, we want the W.
mhm.
So that went very well for them. Um, you
What do you think
know,
about Jalen Carter though? Like how the game started with Jalen
yeah.
Carter. Like,
With Jalen
I was
Carter,
like, what?
yeah. Now, coming off, man. Everybody know I'm in Philadelphia. I'm a Philly boy. I was livid because I was like, yo, man, you don't spit on anybody, man.
Mhm,
That's like the ultimate disrespect, spitting
mhm.
on someone.
Yeah.
And when I seen it, I was like, man, I was like, the owner should really like suspend them for a game.
You
Now,
think of one game, or you thinking like multiple games, like
oh
as a
no,
punishment?
I think one game. I don't think he should have multiple games for it because
Mhm.
especially after you I dialed up. I said, hello, can I speak to Kaja? Just simply sport. And
No,
she
they
gave me
showed it
the
though, like during the rain delay, because I was like, I don't know who got the footage or what happened. But when they showed it back, like you saw Dak like spit, like over his offensive lineman and Jalen Carter, and then like the defensive line was right there. And I think because Dak smiled after he did it, Jalen Carter felt like, oh, like you trying to spit on me. So, he walked up to him and just, spit on him, obviously.
yeah,
I don't know if that was Dak's intention, but I think the smirk after is why he was like, oh, like we doing that?
yeah,
Okay. But then I saw a lot of people in the comments. I was on social media because that long hour and some change break. They were saying that Jalen Carter has character issues. So they weren't surprised by this behavior, which is why he fell to ninth overall or something. I remember when he got drafted, but I didn't know that he had supposed character issues, and that's why people
yeah,
had
yeah. He
passed
did.
on him.
Yeah,
So they were kind of saying this is the reason why, like he's now that we got that they won the Super
the
Bowl.
Super
They
Bowl.
should just,
Yeah,
they should move on from him. I'm like, is he that problematic? Because I didn't
yeah,
get that vibe, but it was in poor taste because we didn't see what Dak did initially until we went back like maybe 2 hours and some change as to what actually happened. You just saw him do it, and that was the part that they kept showing over and over and over. It's
yeah,
like sometimes somebody does something and they don't get caught, but your response does. And that's what
yeah.
happened here. So he got ejected because Dak played it off really good. Like he didn't know like why he did it. Like he just walked up to him
Amen. Yeah,
and just spit on him. And I'm just like, okay. So I was like, what the heck did Dak say? Like they say something? I'm like, the game just started. Like what the heck could have happened? But now I understand. I don't agree with it, but I understand that he felt like he tried to spit on him, so hey, I'm gonna spit back on you.
yeah. That's like to me. I would call it like a little boy mentality. I'll get you. You did it to me, so I'm gonna do it to you.
Yeah,
Um,
it was
it,
immature, especially in a game like this. Like this banner night, like it's the first game, and like 6, 7 seconds in, here you are, being escorted off the field by Big Dom. It's like,
yeah, especially if he didn't, if it didn't touch you. You get what I'm
it did.
saying?
He went like over that way, like over
Yeah,
the
like in the
hill.
vicinity, right where he
Yeah,
was, and it looks like. But
but the
it's a lot of
smirk
things.
was like, oh, really? You gonna smile at me and do that?
Yeah, see, I wish I had a scene that I want to catch it in its fullness, but at the end of the day, I mean, dude, you just came out on the field. Everybody
Yeah,
knows. See, I know you said you didn't know, but yeah, when they
I
drafted
did.
him,
I know
he
what.
actually
Yeah,
fell in the draft. That's
yeah.
why, because of his character flaw,
Mhm,
and it was like, oh, it's a problem. Now this what gets me. Oh, we should move on from him. Oh, move on from him, right?
mhm,
Well, he's the guy when he lit Mahomes up with that hit
mhm,
in the Super Bowl. Where this what gets me. He has bailed the Eagles out so many times, but
mhm.
this is what I'm gonna go there. But
Oh,
this is
goodness.
what white America does because it's in their no, it's in their DNA. They see something. They want us to have the highest penalty for the smallest infraction. And I'm not saying that this is a small infraction, but we should move on from them. And based on what? What else? What else do you have? You get what I'm saying?
That's what I was
So
trying to figure out because I haven't heard about a lot of character issues that he had within the organization, within the locker room, within the team. So I'm just like, am I missing something? Because I don't want to misspeak. Like if he's problematic, when he's costing the team,
he,
I mean, he
he
usually costs
argues.
them wins. But if he is a problem within the locker room and he's cancerous, then I'm like, okay, I can understand you want to move on. But this is the
He
first
argued
time
with
I'm
the
hearing
coach.
about his issues.
Yeah, he argued with Sirianni last year on the
I
sideline,
remember
like
that. I
really.
saw that.
Yeah, really bad. But a lot of people do that,
Yeah.
Um, we've seen that. But this is the thing. I want to ask how many people want to move on from Travis Kelsey for bumping Andy Reid in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, we saw that too. I was just thinking about that.
I'm just want to know, like,
I
so
mean,
when
but a bump and spit is like two different things,
no,
like
no, no, but you still hit your coach. It doesn't matter. See,
mhm,
at the end of the day, yes, spitting is disrespectful, but hitting is an assault. So
mhm.
I want to know how many people want to
I
move
mean,
on
it
from
was like
Travis.
it was like a brush, right? It wasn't like a punch.
No, he walked up to him and hit him with his chest, like boom, and started barking at him.
Yeah, I
So
remember. Yeah, but I'm thinking punch. I'm thinking like, like a hard shove. Like,
no, he bumped him with his chest and
yeah, I
was like
remember.
yelling,
Hmm.
and he was yelling at him. And so
Yeah.
I just want to know how many people want to move on from Travis Kelsey because
Hmm.
see, whenever you're measuring something, you got to give me a line or something. You have to show me
Hmm.
something that lets me see that. He spit
Hmm.
at Dak. Okay, all right, you find him, you do that, but you don't get rid of him and do what? And then who's gonna go out there and play? And I'm gonna tell you, the
Hmm.
same people saying to get rid of him, there'll be the same Caucasian people crying, saying, "Why are we losing?" And then
Hmm.
they're going to chew out the next person. You think I'm lying? Ask Andre Iguodala when they got rid of Allen Iverson. They call him the
Iguodala.
new AI. Listen, watch this. They called him the new AI. You know
Hmm.
why they got? You know why he got traded over there to Denver when he got traded? He was traded because it was time. His contract time was up. He had similar numbers to LeBron. And
Hmm.
everybody in Philadelphia who called him the new AI said we're
Hmm.
not paying him that, and they traded
Hmm.
him. Boom. You're welcome.
But aside from that, oh my god, just realized I made a mistake. I'm like, I misspelled. I made a mistake. Um, but what do you
Who? You?
like? What do you think? I know, right? What do you? What do you? What do you? I mean, what does that happen? What did you think about? Well, we'll start with the Cowboys.
Mhm.
What did you see that you liked?
What I truthfully out of everything that I've seen out of the Cowboys,
Mhm,
this is what I like. 'Cause the Cowboys really are not a bad team. You know what I mean? People talk a lot of mess about them, like, oh, they're a bad team. To me, it was a lot of coaching mistakes. But what I liked about it, out of all of it, is Dak Prescott's um how he was just locked in to say, look. Y'all
Hmm.
calling me? I can see it through his play. Like, oh, y'all want to call me a chump and say
Hmm.
I'm not worth X, Y, and
Dak
Z.
looked really, really good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like he
That
slimmed
came out.
down, but he got a little tan. Maybe it's because he's engaged now. He's a father too. I mean, I feel like that does no seriously. I feel like that does something to a man. I
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
when men like
That's what make a man attractive, right?
no,
When
no,
he
no,
does.
no, 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 not a I'm talking about in terms of like when you like professional athletes, right? I feel like there's one part of them, like when they come into like their own as their careers, but as they start to mature and peak, I feel like when they get like they find their significant other, you start to see like a difference in the way they play. Like
Amen.
I saw it with Josh last season, when he got with Haley, who he now married, obviously in the off season, there was a step forward. And I feel like,
Yeah,
the combination, because Dak also, he missed I don't know how many games with the injury last season, and then obviously the pressure of being paid 60 million, like
yeah,
so it could be a combination of things, but I do see a difference in him physically, and I do feel like also mentally as well.
yeah. I see it. I see it like a little bit like he stepped up. That's what I'm
Hmm.
saying. He just
Hmm.
looked like he was just ready, and I love that because it's like, yo, all
He
you
was
got to
very
do is
ready.
own your
Hmm.
moment. You don't have to be
Hmm.
Mahomes. You don't have to be Allen. Just
Hmm.
just own your moment
Hmm.
and do what you can do within your power. Now I'm gonna tell you
Hmm.
something. CD Lamb,
He
let
was better
the
in the first half.
it's not
Oh
how you
man.
start. It's not how you start.
But,
It's
but
how
we
you
gotta we gotta
finish.
include that though. We can't just be like, oh man, and kind of throw him out there. That first half,
Oh God, we all
he
know
was
who
looking like
Kaja likes.
CD. You know,
Yeah,
I'm excited though. I mean, I know obviously, I really feel like that Reigns delay just kind of did something to everybody.
oh
Like
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
first
Of
half, like
course.
nobody could be stopped. I was like, man, the Cowboys are moving up the field. Like same thing with the Eagles, and then after that long no rain delay, I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
what's up,
yeah.
Aaron? How you doing? Aaron says
Aaron,
CD. Aaron says CD lost the game for the Cowboys. I mean, I feel like
yes, he
when they
did.
they had the game in their hands, I feel like they should just like relax a little bit. I feel like they were like trying to force something to happen. Like just manage the clock. Like you don't have to
Yeah,
throw these overthrown passes.
definitely.
Like you don't have to do a lot. Like you just need to get. Well, you have to get past with the field goal range. So obviously down by 4, but take your time. They had three
Yeah,
timeouts. Like use your timeouts. You know what I mean? Like take your time. Like you don't have to like try to rush it right now. You know what I mean? I feel like that was the mistake. Obviously, one of the mistakes.
yeah. That and the and the fact that the former Eagle, how he fumbled, that you can't have that. Even though you in the rain game, you're going to expect somebody to fumble,
Hmm.
um, but nevertheless, you were too close to scoring in order to fumble where you fumbled. So
Hmm.
I mean, it happens, but I'm glad that the Eagles really didn't have no major turnovers like that,
Hmm.
and that they squeaked us through. But that was they to me they're a solid team. I mean,
Is it too
uh,
soon to say that both Dak and Jalen Hurts might have like an MVP caliber year in terms of
um,
like their individual play? Because they both look really good.
yeah, most definitely. Now, you know what I want to hear tomorrow. Tomorrow, because I'm gonna check out first take tomorrow. I'm gonna do that on intentionally because I want to hear because when Josh Allen plays like this, with a lot of running, sliding, and doing
Mhm.
what he has to do, they say, yeah, we love Josh. Josh really,
Mhm.
he really hammers it out because men like to see people run into each other and sacrifice their bodies. So I want to see
Yeah.
how they're going to judge
Mhm.
Jalen tomorrow because
I mean, I was
as
on Twitter. I was looking at Ryan Clark's Twitter, Acho, Skip, a few of the people that post on Twitter like during the games, like live in real time.
yeah,
There was compliments to both Dak and Jalen. And I know it's the first game. Obviously, you don't want to get like too carried away because there's still plenty more games of the season to go before we start, really throwing the MVP names in the conversation. But I really feel like I mean, because Dak did have an MVP caliber year, no, not too long ago anyway, like in
yeah,
terms of, his individual performance. Jalen Hurts, I
hmm
think, Jalen Hurts doesn't say a lot, but he says a lot at the same time. Like he
yeah,
legit heard everybody talking about, oh, he's not a top 10 QB in the league and Saquon this and he has a good team around him and that. Tonight he was like, he showed like I'm absolutely part of the reason why we win these games. Like, do
Oh
not be
yeah,
fooled.
definitely.
Like, I mean, you and I know that, but the consensus, Cam Newton and whatnot. I really want to hear what Cam has to say because he had a lot to say the past few weeks about Jalen Hurts. I'm just
Yes,
curious.
he
Because Jalen
has.
Hurts won these, really, obviously put him on his back and got those touchdowns because he didn't have anybody to throw it to, and he's the one that kept the play alive until what he had to do. It wasn't no tush push. He ran into the fucking end zone.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. When he seen that defense spread open and they the wideouts that carried him wide on that first run, he just took off.
Yeah,
I
he was
love
like,
it because it's
okay,
like, yo,
got it.
yeah, you got to. It's no time because it when people are in the quarterback's head and they thinking, should
Mhm.
I throw it because I want everybody to be pleased the fact that I threw it, and you got a wide open man, run for that touchdown and stop playing around,
Mhm.
get it out the way. And it's so funny. I know that Tom Brady never had that that trait or with his
Yeah, that's
game,
not.
but
Yeah, no, he's just yeah.
if he did even a little bit,
Mhm. I
it would have been
also feel
on and
like the
popping.
game is so different now. It's like a whole new generation of quarterbacks now. Like
Oh yeah,
everybody was so big on like the quarterback having the big arm, and the tall, physique and being able to throw from the pocket. And now everybody's like running and throwing. It's like you got
yeah,
to have you got
exactly,
to have a quarterback that can do both if you want to actually win. You unless you Joe Burrow, and even Joe Burrow can run too when he wants to. So.
exactly, yeah, yeah.
But Joe Burrow, I think, is like one of the few that's just like, like, okay, like we're gonna throw that thing.
Yeah, well, yeah. To me, Joe is just way too. Even though he doesn't, well, he does get hurt sometimes, but he just too thin to be running around like that. But you know who did run a lot, but they didn't have a problem with it when he did it was Steve Young. Steve
Hmm.
Young when he was coming, he was the
Hmm.
successor to Joe Montana,
Yeah, it wasn't like
and
him back then.
yeah, I know, but he was
But I hear you though.
yeah, no, but he was no, he was a bad boy though, man. Steve Young was a bad boy, cerebral guy, but he could just take off, man, and
Hmm.
get those yards, and nobody had a problem with it.
Hmm.
You know why?
In response to what Aaron said, the Cowboys defense held their own tonight. They did. They did hold their own. More so, I feel like in that,
Yeah,
that second half than the first half, because the first half nobody's defense was defended. It was just a shootout. Like you
yeah,
score, I score, you score, I score. That was the way it was going. But I
that's
feel like
exactly how I was going.
to start that second half before the whole rain delay took place, like the defense kind of settled into their no. I mean, they made some halftime adjustments, had a couple of conversations, and they kind of came back onto the field, and kind of settled down.
Uh huh.
But I think obviously not having Jalen Carter, not having Micah Parsons there, it kind of canceled each other out. Like your
Yeah,
best player on defense is not there right now. You're still trying to figure that out. Our best player on defense is not here. So it definitely, and then also there was like a few injuries for the Eagles too. Like I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, damn it, what's going on? Like Lane Johnson, with his back, not Lane Johnson. I mess up the name. Forgive me, it'll come to me. Brain fart, you guys. But that was in the second half. Like his back was bothering him, and then I forgot the other guy that was Carter off, like right after Jalen Carter spit. I'm like, wow, like it's a lot going on, and this game just started. I'm like, Philly, because their defense is questionable right now and they're young. They're like two rookies.
Yeah,
Cooper DeJean's in his second year, and they're young. They need more time. It's the first game of the season, obviously, and I really feel like Dallas should have won this game, not because they're more talented, because I feel like they had the upper hand. Like you didn't know coming into this game what Dallas was going to look like defensively. Like you had an
yeah,
idea of what the offense was going to look like, but because they didn't have Micah Parsons, they didn't really make like any major moves in the offseason. You kind of had the upper hand. You know what I mean? Like they did,
yeah,
because like you don't know how we're going to move. Like you don't really know like who's the guy on defense now. So they kind of know there was that element to it. But it was a good game in spite of all the flags. I'm like, if I see another flag thrown on this freaking field, I'm going to scream. It was like every 2 seconds, flag, penalty, offense, like move the 10 yards, 5 yards. I'm like, what is going on? It's a
oh,
lot,
definitely.
a lot of the discipline. I'm like, we gotta do better. I'm like we can't have this the whole season. I'm
Oh
like the
yeah,
defense,
definitely.
you gotta be more disciplined. Like all like these penalties and flags. I'm like, this is crazy.
I mean, that's the whole thing that got me. I remember Eagles got a penalty for the defense guy. Well, he was standing over top of one of the Dallas. He was just like wolfing a little bit, and he got a
Hmm.
flag. I'm like, come on, man! It's like So I see that the refs are just trying to set a precedent to say, hey, look, this is not going. This
Yeah.
year's going to be a little bit different. There
Yeah.
ain't
Yeah.
going to be no
They made that very,
taunting.
very clear. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that's good to see, but
I was here for
I
it
don't
being
know.
consistent. They were consistent on both sides. I give them
Yeah,
that.
I
I
know.
didn't
And
mind
see,
that part of it. Yeah.
it's like one of those things. Nigga, oh yeah, let me call that. You know what I mean? It was like one of those type things. It's like, come on, man, you can't do that. Especially when you people are. It's in a crucial time of the game, and you want to get somebody for just woofing a little bit. Just say like, yo, dude, stop. You know what I mean? The next one I'm
Yeah,
gonna get
they're
you.
not doing that no more though. They made some changes, like they when in terms of like the celebrations and the taunting, like they made that clear in the off season that certain things weren't going to be, tolerated anymore. So I think they have to just get used to it, because like you're used to doing certain things you've been doing in the past, and now it's like, oh no, that's the penalty. Like that's gonna cost
Yeah.
you 10, 15, 20 yards. Like don't do that again. But I was here. One thing I said about the NFL, like they don't play. Like when they're enforcing their rules, they're enforcing their rules. Okay,
Oh
like
yeah.
you
They're
gonna
about
adhere to
that
these
product.
rules, or you're not gonna play. like
Yeah.
we don't have time for no foolishness now. Like we're not gonna entertain foolery. So, but on the Eagles side of it, I like obviously what I saw from um, oh, well, Aaron, tomorrow I think there's so much going on tomorrow. Chicago Sky, they're playing the Fever, although Angel Reese got suspended. But I do want to see the Chiefs versus Chargers. I mean, I have on my Hulu Live, so I could watch it. I know it's free on YouTube though. That's cool. But I'm able to watch it on my Hulu. So I've been going back and forth between both games trying to see what's going on. Fever trying to get to the playoffs, of course, and then obviously I want to see what the Chiefs look like after being embarrassed in that Super Bowl. Because I expect to see a different Chiefs team. I don't know if you guys watch any of the commentary like in between when they had the rain delay, and I forgot who it was, the guy's name, but he said he had wants to go watch the Chiefs practice, and like in one practice alone, like they looked like really really good. Obviously, we expect that. But he said like one practice they did like over 130 plays, like in a short amount of
Wow.
time. And so I mean, the standard is the standard. There's a reason why people have a championship pedigree. Like there's a
Yeah.
reason why. Andy, has Patrick playing in the preseason and what like this. Like I can get this is how you become a dynasty with that kind of mindset. Like we're not gonna wait till the season starts. Like we're gonna practice hard. So they also practice really fast, trying to like kind of mimic actually. What are you looking at? Like
Uh,
season like
I'm
actual
looking at the
games.
score. I'm looking at the
Oh,
scores.
so like
Okay.
but those things are part of the reason why they are who they are. You
Yeah.
got to respect it. And they were embarrassed. They had a whole all season to think about that. So I expect them to really come out tomorrow and look really good. Honestly speaking, I don't expect a lot from what's his name, Justin Herbert.
No.
I just,
Yeah. Yeah.
I really don't. I really don't. I think he looks great. It gives hair model. Whenever I see him, like, oh, he can model. Like give him a Pantene Pro commercial or something. But I know he looks like like he has the physical, has all like the intangibles, the look, the height, like the physique. But I'm just like the way he looked in that playoff game. I was like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah. You know. I'm gonna go there, right?
Oh God, where we going now?
No, I'm just
Like,
saying.
are we still on topic? Just want to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. I just tell.
Okay. 'Cause
I
I
have
want to
to.
make sure we're talking about the Chiefs and the Chargers right now in their game tomorrow. I don't want to
I
go
know.
off to
That's what I'm
like, okay,
talking about. I'm
okay,
talking about Herbert.
okay.
You know, they have tried for so long to make this man relevant. You know, Joy Taylor has. Um, oh man, I forgot the young lady name. Oh God, but
You don't
anyway, it
think it
doesn't
was
matter.
like you don't think it was like his former coach? Like you don't think he'll look different now? Within this, I would say second year with the coach. You think he'll look a little bit different or
Yeah,
better, should I say?
I think he'll look different, but it's like they just give him to me. They just give him too many excuse. Yeah, we are. Yeah, that's true.
I'm a night owl, Nadi. I'm a night owl, so yes, I'll be up late, like very, very late. Good
Yeah,
night, DJ. Good night, early morning, top of the morning, right? Depending on where you are. But go ahead. What you gonna say
yeah.
about
They
Justin Herbert?
they they give him too many excuses, time after time and after time, and I'm tired of seeing him overthrow. deep passes. I'm tired of seeing him just coming up short when they try to depend on his arm in the game, and
Mhm.
then at the end of the day, they find a way to say, but they go to what you talk about. Oh, look at
Mhm.
his physique. Look how tall he is. Look at what I mean, and it's like, and they're saying these things as if we were supposed to go, oh yeah, how about that? I'm like, come
I
on,
mean,
man.
because you try to find the positives, it's like, okay, like I can see it in him. Like I can see what he can be. Like maybe if it
I
changes the
can't.
coach, like he gets some better wide receivers around him, so on and so forth. When you like somebody or you really want to like them, you're like,
Yeah,
okay, like I can see it. I really see it in him, but it's like I think this year for him and Trevor Lawrence is going to be a crucial year.
he's
I
he's
do.
going to be a tall Baker Mayfield, and but Baker.
Baker's look a lot better in Tampa though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. But Baker's good. That's what he's going to be. And now Baker will. What's one thing I love? He got a lot of he, he got a lot of Brett Favre in him. He has tried to pepper that ball between
Mhm,
and almost any window. But
mhm,
I don't see Herbert being that. You know what I mean? I
mhm.
don't see him
Yeah.
as that. And every time they try to paint him in that picture, it's
Mhm.
like no, him and and who are they playing
Who?
again?
The one.
The Chargers. Who are they playing on Friday?
Chiefs. The Chiefs.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh. Well,
I
well,
expect the
I
Chiefs
think
to
that
come out and show like we are we are getting back to Super Bowl again this year. That's the kind
they're
of
gonna.
time we on.
Yo, he
That's
got
what
the
I
wrong
expect.
opponent. Yeah, he got the wrong opponent. They're gonna embarrass him, and it's gonna be a shame because they have to set a precedent. They have to come
Mhm.
out and say, all right, we know we lost a Super Bowl,
We got
but this is
embarrassed.
what we do
We
to
didn't just
team.
lose. We got embarrassed. Let's just call it what
Yeah,
it is. Like, that was a
exactly.
beat down.
Oh yeah, that was a beatdown. I'm gonna tell you, as a Philadelphian, that beatdown, it felt so unrealistic. I kept feeling like I was gonna either wake up or
Mhm.
they was gonna come back. You know what I mean? I was like,
It
oh my
did for
god,
me though. I said from the beginning of the season, like they're not going to three-peat. I just did not see it. It was something
yeah,
about the team that just felt off. Like a lot of the wins, obviously they did have a great record, going in the season. But a lot of the wins really could have went either way. It came
yeah,
down to like a call or a missed field goal. Like I'm like, there's just too many close calls for me that I was like, okay, they're not gonna. They might get there obviously because they're still a good team, but I didn't see
yeah,
them winning, so I wasn't surprised that they lost. But that beat down, I was like, oh, okay. And Philly
yeah.
was like, okay, y'all think we're gonna lose? Ain't happening. It ain't
Well,
happening this time.
thank you. That's my point.
Ain't happening this
Philly
time.
has a Philly has a way of laying the egg sometimes. So
Mhm.
you know, I was just, I was happy, but nevertheless, but
Mhm.
Herbert on Friday, he has the wrong opponent. Man, he has the wrong opponent. That's bad.
So you
They're gonna make him look bad.
going back real quick to the Eagles, you guys. I don't know if you guys watched this game. What were your thoughts about this game? Eagles versus Cowboys. Drop it in the chat. I'm curious, you guys' thoughts. Since you guys are up, Naughty DJ, like go ahead, put in that chat. Since y'all up, right along with us this late hour. The Eagles, the defense. I'm honestly, I'm concerned. I'm
Hmm.
concerned. I know it's the first game. I know it's the first game. And like I said, that defensive line is young. Like it takes time, like to get acclimated. First game of the season, we didn't know what to expect from the Cowboys with change that they made. I get all that. But I'm just like, it was the lack of discipline for me that also was concerning. And I'm just
Hmm.
like, I think they got rid of too much on the defense too fast. Like at least try
Yeah,
to run it back, for a second season, before you just get rid of all like key pieces to your defense.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I- I'm I'm concerned the offense is going to be the offense. I think that might just be the calling card this season, like a strong offense, not so much strong offense and defense.
Yeah. They're gonna have to do something because your secondary can't be that weak. It can't be that weak. There's no way in the world you can. There are too many quarterbacks that has great arms. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? There are too many, and they will. So the X factor really going to be with the Eagles is this. All right, if they leave it like that, then all those people who wanted Brown, I mean Carter to be gone, Jalen Carter to be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. You ain't going to be gone. You want him right there because
No,
he's the
you
only
definitely
person.
want him there. Yeah, you don't want him
Yeah,
gone.
to put that
Yeah,
pressure on
no,
that
no, no,
quarterback.
absolutely not. No.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I know somebody. Aaron said I believe it's on YouTube. I think he said I don't know if he said YouTube too. I think he said YouTube. I watch all my games like on my Prime or my Hulu Live. So
Hmm.
I'm not sure though. DJ asks, do you think the NFC East will have all four teams make the playoffs? Asking you that question. What you think?
Ah, all four. I'm thinking about this. They could. They could because I'm just thinking about the opponent in the other division on NFC. They could because
There's
you
always
don't.
a possibility. There's always a possibility. There's always a chance.
Yeah,
But
I know, but I'm just looking at it like, well, like real. Because I know, man. Because if look, you already gonna put the Eagles in the.
Nadi said, DJ, no. Well,
No,
there's that. Nope. It's not happening, DJ.
it's not happening. And
I said I'm not concerned with the defense. Jalen Carter was ejected early. They only allowed 3 points in the second half. Yeah, the second half was a lot better, obviously, but I also like that rain delay also slowed down momentum that was going in that first half. Because the first half, nobody was stopping nothing. I was like, what is going on? Like between that and the flags every 2 minutes, like the extra opportunities that they gave Dallas to score, because they kept getting those first downs. I'm like, come on, y'all. Like, come on.
yeah,
And then obviously there was times, I think it was like 2 or 3 times that they could have intercepted and then like it just slipped through. Like there was some tackles, like I forgot who it was trying to tackle Dak. And I mean he just like fell. Like and Dak just like stepped over him and ran. I'm like, what are you doing? What's happening?
yeah, yeah. One thing I, looking at this, I'm trying to see how many passes that Jalen thing got. Uh, Jesus, I'm sorry, Kai.
No, you're fine.
I'm so sorry.
DJ said 1 year it was very close where they had 3 teams make the playoffs.
Yeah, but the reason why I think that is because. Okay, great. Here we go. Lord have mercy. It's like pulling teeth over here, trying to get these things. Say standings.
Nadi said, DJ, the AFC West had 3 teams in the playoffs last season. It's almost impossible for every team in any division to make the playoffs. I mean, yeah, but impossible does not mean it's not possible, right?
Yeah.
I'm always optimistic. When there's a will, there's a way, right? It might be silly, but that's how I think, y'all. Real talk.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to
Yeah.
look up?
Well, first I was looking up I was looking at the Eagles
DJ
stats,
said
and now I'm looking
2022.
up the NFC. I'm just looking at the teams. I'm just
Mhm.
looking at them and thinking about whether or not who could really make the playoffs, like realistically, because the Eagles, Cowboys, and the Commanders can make it. I'm not sure if I'm looking at the Giants.
The Giant. First off, let me just say this because I've been saying this. If you guys have not been tuned into my channel, it goes back to last season, okay? And I'm gonna keep saying that. Y'all can laugh if y'all want to. In Russ, we trust. That's it. That is it. That is all. In Russ, we trust. Okay, like, like real talk. Now I know that Russ obviously struggled. I know he struggled in the Broncos. We know how that first year. We're not gonna talk about it. We know how he did better with Sean Payton, who I cannot stand. We know Steelers last season. Another conversation. But
Mhm.
even aside from Russell Wilson, I feel like the Giants are going to be. Oh, well, I guess I would say like a dark horse. I mean, they have a very, very tough schedule. Like their schedule
Yeah.
is like one of the hardest this season. But that the fan base is so excited. Like the team just feels like it's been like they have like a new they have like a new life almost. Like it's like a breath of fresh air has been kind of let in that locker room between Jackson Dart, who I think is quite the stud. I gotta be honest with you. Like I was watching him house hunting on YouTube the other night. I'm like, he seems like such a cool personality to have in that locker room. Looking at how the team rallied around him, like in the preseason games, like his energy, like hyping up the crowd, how he was talking to the other guys on the team. I was like, they believe in him. They
Yeah.
seem to believe in him. Like he seems like they're gonna follow his lead. So I'm like, I expect a lot better from Giants this season than what obviously Daniel Jones. Like, really and
Yeah,
truly.
but their rookie quarterback. See, this is how people do Russ though, man. People don't respect Russ, and they like to call him like he a nut. Like so, he's not going to have a lot of rope. He's not going to have a
I mean,
lot of.
obviously he's older. That's number one, and then you have people's jobs on the lines because it's like they can't have what happened with like how they looked last season to happen again.
Yeah,
So
but
like he's gonna
that
have
boy
some rope,
Dart.
but not a whole lot. If they have obviously Jameson there, and then Jackson. So I do feel like, and I think it's life. It's NFL, but they have such a brutal schedule to start. I'm just
But
like, like, dang, I wish
but
they had
but
something a little bit easier.
you
The Bills have the easiest schedule, like one of the easiest schedules, because
but
the Bills are getting to the Super Bowl. Okay,
but
let's go,
that
Josh.
they gonna want that boy in there, man. They gonna want to put that boy in there.
He's definitely the future. I mean, Russ is getting older. Jameson is not a franchise QB. And Russ is getting older. Like it is what it is. Like he's not going to play until he's like for the next 10 years. At this point, it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
You have seven spots. Reading Nani's comment, you have 7 spots. 4 go to division winners. For the other 3 wild cards to come from one division. 3 of the divisions have to be awful. Emphasis on awful.
mm-hmm.
What you were gonna say? Continue. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No. Go ahead.
I was just reading Nani's comment about I guess in response to what DJ was talking about with the NFC. I look forward to seeing the Vikings versus the Bears. I feel like Caleb obviously has something to prove. He has Ben Johnson there now. JJ, I really feel like JJ could have benefited from like sitting behind somebody for a year. I know he was injured,
Mm-hmm.
but he wasn't able to really participate and play. Obviously, like there's something about sitting behind somebody and watching. I really feel like they should have went out and tried to get Aaron Rodgers, the Vikings, because they have a win now team. Like they have a
Yeah,
win now team, offense and
they do.
defense. And it's a lot to ask a rookie to come in with everybody, all the pieces ready, and then get to a Super Bowl, which is
Yeah,
obviously the goal when you have Justin Jefferson and Addison and everybody else.
but the whole thing about Rodgers is this: he is such a prima donna. He is so snooty. You know,
He has
I
his ways.
yeah, and I think it messes things up for men because it's like certain men are different. They like that type of a man. He's
Hmm.
like more of a emotional man. So
Hmm.
basically, when you go on with guys who like more meat and potato dudes, and they like binary code, up, down, left, right. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And it's like, yo, man, come on, play ball, dude.
Hmm.
And he want everybody to react to his facial expression or
Hmm.
how's Aaron today? Come in, nobody got time for all that, nigga. This come in and play your game. So you know, you know,
Nadi said Caleb is suspect. I can't trust a QB who has feminine mannerisms. Look, let me just say this, honestly speaking. Athletes are different now. I didn't really
yeah,
realize it, but I was on YouTube and I was like, you got them, they have nail polish NIL deals now. I'm like, out of all the women, out of all the influencers that could
yeah,
sell these nail polish lines, you have men in
yeah,
nail polish.
yeah,
Like it's just a different world. Really it's a different world. Like the athletes look different now. I think I saw Ryan Williams coming in with a teddy bear and coming into the game in a nice suit, painted nails, holding the teddy. I'm like, what are you? I was so I'm like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, what are we doing?
yeah,
Like, I'm like,
yeah.
why are you carrying a freaking teddy? Like, is it
And
in
see,
honor of some? I was so I'm like, this is in honor of someone, your sister, did someone pass away? Like, why are we carrying that?
yeah, yeah, they got those little coping mechanisms that you know what I mean. Those, yeah. See, and that's what I'm talking about. But see, Aaron is a walking old man in his ways. and he's a
He can still throw.
champion.
He can still throw that football on. There's still a lot that I feel like JJ could learn from, like watching him day in and day out.
Oh,
He would,
definitely.
that's what I'm saying. I feel like you wanna maximize the roster you have now. Like, when you have a ready to like a win now team, which is so hard when you're firing on both offense and defense.
Yeah.
It's like you don't want to waste those years because people's contracts come in and then like all these different things. You got to move pieces and then it starts changing things. My thoughts on JJ, honestly,
Hmm.
like I was saying, I don't know if you heard me, Nani. I was saying I think he really could have benefited from learning, sitting behind someone like Aaron Rodgers for a season. I don't obviously we don't know what he's gonna look like. I don't think that they're gonna win that first game. I think the Bears are gonna win. I do.
Hmm.
And for I believe in Ben Johnson, we trust. He's another one. Okay, so I believe in Ben. Like I said, he's another one that's like the standard is the standard. Like he has expectations. I like the way that he threw a lot of different things at Caleb in his off season to kind of get him ready for the actual season. So we'll see. I think JJ obviously is in a great system, a great coach. So I think he'll. I'm not going to expect a lot from him. It's his first year. I'm not. I'm not going to put that pressure on him. I think we expect too much from these guys sometimes. It's like, oh, he's number one. He's going to come out and be a Hall of Famer, in the first game. I'm like, relax, breathe. Same thing with Archman. The Archman and Glaze is wild to me. I'm like, let that young man play. It is one freaking game. Like, I know his last name, but it was the first game. I get it. It wasn't
Yeah.
his best game. There's still there's still a season going. It's not like it's the end of the season. Like, relax. Let's not crown him a Heisman winner yet. Like, let him earn his stripes.
Yeah, but let's be truthful now. They was putting him out there like he was this, Jesus Christ. He was the Messiah coming out, and then he
Yeah,
goes
I mean,
out
but that's
and
what I'm saying about expectations between him, Caleb Williams. I'm like, y'all put so much I heard so many Hall of Fame conversations for Caleb Williams before he even took
yeah,
one snap in the NFL.
yeah,
I'm like,
definitely.
can we see him in the game first, please? Now,
Oh,
I hope he
definitely.
does have a great career. I'm not saying that I want anything bad to happen to him or whatever have you. I hope he is a generational. Comparing him to Patrick Mahomes, I'm just like, y'all just be throwing stuff out there. Like generational, icon, and legend are just used like we're just talking about pizza, chicken wings, and sunshine.
Yeah. No,
Everybody's
you're
not
right.
generational. But you know what generational means?
Y-
Legend,
Legend.
icon.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I'm like,
Yeah.
no, not yet. Not yet. Pump the brakes. DJ said to my Aaron Rodgers, he wasn't able to elevate the Jets, and they were considered to have a good team. They were, but I don't think it was just solely on Aaron Rodgers. I don't. Do I think
No,
he
I
was a
don't
big
either.
part of it? But I don't think he was the only part. I don't. Um, if you look at his stats, just going by his stats, his stats,
Hmm.
as a whole weren't bad, but there was some games that was like, oh, like Aaron, get up, like what's going on?
Yeah, they definitely had to resuscitate him because to me, he just didn't do it with the Jets. I think, and that's what I mean by his emotionalisms,
Mhm.
because
His
I think a lot
emotionalisms.
of it, huh?
You said his emotionalisms. I haven't heard that before.
I
Go
know.
ahead.
Well, I'm just
Go
it's
ahead. I gotta
Philadelphia
look that.
public school system.
I'm
All
I'm
right.
gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna look that up. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
His
yeah,
Aaron
please do.
Rodgers emotionalisms. Continue.
Thank you. But anyway, so I think that what Aaron does, like that whole thing, that little funk that he brings in there, like that the little personality thing,
Mhm.
that played into it. When he becomes angry, it's like he has to let you know he's angry.
Energy
He
is
throw
contagious. Hmm.
Yeah, he throws silent temper tantrums, and a lot of people don't know how to react to stuff like that because they come from we come from different households. And sometimes people are like, "Will you just say what's on your mind?" And sometimes they just be like, "I'm all right. I'm good. I'm
Yeah,
good."
I know how
You
that
know?
goes. Sometimes it's like that. You're like, I'm fine. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I know. But
I was like that.
I'll
Yeah,
leave that
I'm good. You
alone.
cool? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. It's all good. Yeah. Hmm.
Woo!
Sometimes like that. But also, like I said, I feel like I said, I do agree with you to certain aspects as it pertains to Aaron Rodgers, but I do feel like the Steelers are going to look better this season than people actually think.
Uh-huh.
I think because this is supposed to be like his last season. I think his ego will not allow him to retire on a down year.
Amen.
I don't. I think he's gonna like try to make sure. And Mike Tomlin obviously is Mike Tomlin. Um, but I do feel like Mike Tomlin obviously we know who he is and what he's the great coach that he is, the great man, leader of men as they
Hmm.
say. But I feel like he's also in the hot seat a little bit. Like it
I
can't be like
listen.
another
Can't you
25
feel
years.
it?
But like
You
I
you
really
can feel
do.
it. Yeah,
I
you can
do.
feel it. He
I'm
definitely
no,
is on a
yeah.
hot seat.
It
Yeah,
can't be
and
every season we get to the playoffs and we don't win. Like that can't happen ongoing. At some point, I'm gonna assume the owners want to win. Like I'm gonna just assume.
yeah, yeah. He doesn't know. Like he's the only one in the room. He think that he don't know he's the odd man out. Everyone's
Hmm.
looking at him, but he think they're looking at somebody else on the team. And I'm like,
Yeah,
yo, dude, this has nothing to do with race or anything else, dude.
yeah.
You,
It's been a long time. It's been a long,
it's
long
been a
time.
long, long time. You had
Mhm.
ample time, you had ample resources to do what you had to do. And this is the whole thing that gets in his way and Bill Belichick way.
Mhm.
They don't know how to get out of the way of an
Oh,
offensive
don't bring
coordinator.
up Bill. Don't bring up Bill.
No, but
Don't
what I'm
bring up
saying is
Bill.
they both have that defensive mindset, and
Hmm.
they don't know how to get out their own way.
Hmm.
You have if you're good at defense, then do defense. You
Hmm.
don't have to be involved with the offense.
Hmm.
And what they do is he robs the offense at times.
Hmm.
He like what I mean. He robs them, and when you do that, you know how you gonna score. All right, you shut people down, but how are you gonna score?
I do feel like nowadays it seems like the NFL obviously is moving in a different direction in terms of the QB, like how what QBs are expected to do, um, how they're expected to move, and so on and so forth. But I feel even with the coaching, it's different now. Like you can't be so
Hmm.
antiquated, in your the way you call your offense. Like
Yeah,
it has to be you got a little bit more creative, think outside the box a little bit because these QBs, like they're so mobile now. Jalen Hurts is all over the place, like
wasn't he?
you gotta have like you gotta have some different ideas and whatnot to try to stop those guys who have that ability to, and Lamar's even more dangerous when it comes to his legs, so
Yeah, yeah,
and you
yeah.
can't,
Lamar.
yeah, you can't just be setting your ways like, okay, this is it, this is what I know, this is how it works, and then that's it. Like, I think those days are kind of gone. Nani said Pittsburgh doesn't fire coaches. Tell him will step down when he's ready. He's never had a losing season. People like to poo poo that he's a great head coach. I know he hasn't had a losing
Yeah,
season, but what do you consider to be winning? Is the standard just to get to the playoffs and then not move forward every single season? Is that what we're looking? Is that what they're trying to do? Or are we trying to get over the hump? When I say we, I mean the franchise, of course. Like, are you trying to get past that? I mean, I'm not, it is what it is. Like he's still a great head coach, still a great person. I'm not saying that
yeah,
he's not, but it's like something's not right.
yeah.
Like even if he didn't win a Super Bowl, like to not have gotten past like the first round, like to not have even won a game, like all these
Hmm.
years. I mean, it's been a long time. So maybe his time kind of came and left, but it's time for if this doesn't work again this season, you're gonna
Yeah,
get different quarterback, in the draft, and then see what happens with that. At what point is it like, okay, we gotta try to figure something else out with this franchise?
definitely. And see, that's the problem.
Yeah,
He
I know
doesn't.
that was a long time ago. That's what I'm saying. Like his account is a long time ago. Like it wasn't like it was recent. Of course, you got to make the playoffs. You know what I mean? But you got to get past. You got to win a game too. And it's been how many years now of him just getting there but not getting past it? That's what I'm saying. At what point, as a franchise, you're like, okay, like we got to do something different because you keep bringing in different quarterbacks. You got rid of George Pickens. You brought in DK Metcalf. Like you're trying something. You tried everything else but a different head coach. And sometimes you just need a change. It doesn't mean that he's not a
Yeah,
great. No, it doesn't mean that he's not great. It doesn't mean he doesn't have a great resume. But sometimes it's just you just need a change, and that happens in life in general. Sometimes you need a change.
yeah, yeah. And the whole thing with Mike is all right. He haven't had a losing season, but he only had one season where he. I mean the wins went above and beyond, like a little bit above and beyond, but it's pretty much been consistent. Like the win loss column has been like more consistent than anything. So although he's not failing, he's not progressing. And when you're not progressing and you're using different tools, that means you are now the common denominator in the failure. You get what I'm saying? I'm using all these different people coming in, like I'm interchanging
Mhm.
parts, but I'm
Mhm.
still getting the same result.
Yeah, something.
So,
Yeah.
so now something has to change. And I'm telling you, I don't know. See, some things are just feels, bro. You just feel it. Like I'm like, oh, something about to happen with Mike. You can
Yeah, I mean,
feel
like I
it.
said, I would love nothing more than Aaron Rodgers to be the QB this season that gets them their first playoff win in God knows how long.
Yeah,
More than
that would
love
be
for them to
nice.
get, to have a deep playoff run. I really would. I'm always rooting for everybody to, like, I don't want to see anybody fail, but I'm like, you have to also be realistic. Like, okay, like this is not working. Like we've kind of been here time and time and time and time again now.
Yeah, yeah. See, after a while, people they get tired of playing
DJ said
almost.
when did they last win a Super Bowl? How long ago was that?
Jesus, they won. What year was that?
Yeah, I don't remember honestly. Can you Google that? Or maybe not. Maybe
Sure.
not knows by heart. When was the year?
No, I don't know the
Pittsburgh
year.
Pittsburgh has failed to get a franchise QB since Big Ben left. That's not on time when the GM has a job. Of course they do, but he's also the coach, like, so that's a part of it, like the coach also has a say in like what you want on the team. Not the only part, obviously, GM is a GM, but like I said, as the coach, we're gonna look at you. And like I said, we're gonna look at it differently now. Like I said, the goal is to win. If I'm an owner, I'm paying out millions. The goal is to win. I'm not just trying to have a 10 and a 7 season, no 12 and 6 or whatever have you, and then playoffs come and then we're like headed right back home again, like year after year
Yeah,
after year. Like to me, if you keep accepting that ongoing, then you're just giving out money. And if they're okay with that, then that's their business, I guess. 2009,
2009.
2009. It is 20. It'll be 2026. When Super Bowl was played. Super Bowl was played in what, February 2026 again?
Yeah.
Side note, I really see them asking Taylor Swift to perform the Super Bowl this year. I've been saying that for a while now. I really feel like they're going to ask her to perform the Super Bowl.
Ask who to perform there.
Taylor Swift.
Oh God! If the Chiefs make it to the Super Bowl and she performs, I'm gonna throw up.
The views are going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Like, crazy. She has like, whether or not you like Taylor Swift, I think she makes some great music. But she has
Oh
a
no, she
huge,
does.
huge fan base. I mean, it is beyond,
My
like
yeah, my wife used to listen to Taylor Swift. Way
she was
back in
Swiftie.
when she first
She was
came out.
Swiftie.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, also, we're gonna make some predictions this weekend before we get up out of here. You said Chiefs and Chargers later on today. You got the Chiefs hands down, right? In that
For
game
me, yeah. Oh
to
yeah,
win, yeah.
definitely. Yeah. 40-12.
Oh wow. I mean, damn. Okay. Okay. What about the
Yeah.
Ravens versus the Bills on Sunday night?
Mm. I'm gonna say something. People may get mad.
Look,
I'm gonna. I love the Ravens. I think the Bills are going to beat like 28-37.
I love both QBs. Period. They're my two favorites. You know that already. I do
Yeah.
feel like the Ravens are gonna come out because obviously with that bad taste in their mouth from how like their
Yeah.
season ended to the Bills. I think they're gonna like come out and try like show like okay like we're focused this year. We'll see. I think it's gonna be a close game, but I have the Ravens, and although like I'm always rooting for Josh Allen, I'm always
But
torn. I'm just like Lamar, Josh, like when they
but
both play, I'm like, I'm quiet. I'm quiet. I can't say anything.
Lamar has to really step up, and this is what I mean. Although he did bring his team back in the second half, if he had to just played just a little bit better in the beginning, it would have went smoother for him. You know what I mean? It's just like it's just seemed like he get this Penny Hardaway syndrome that where he goes through it where it's like you have to check in with him like, yo, Mar, you all right?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you gotta pull him in.
Hmm.
He gets to me, he gets a little lost in the moment at times. That's why
Hmm.
I think that happens. And then you see him, then he gets mad. He be like, "Oh man, I missed that pass." I'd be like, I'd be like,
Mhm,
"Yo, dude, just focus, man." I
mhm,
think he is so instinctive that when he does think, he
mhm.
overthinks. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I can see overthinking. I get that. Um, I'm into Nadi's comment. Y'all know how many franchises haven't won a Super Bowl since. I'm not talking about the fact that he hasn't won. I'm just talking about the fact that he hasn't even won a playoff game in how many years. But that's what I'm
Yeah,
talking about. You know,
yeah,
like
we have to be
yeah.
objective.
I'm not, like I said, I'm not expecting him to win a Super Bowl every single year. Obviously, it is really hard to do. It's hard to win championships in professional sports. Like, I understand that completely. I haven't played in the NFL, obviously, day in my life. But I get that it's hard. It's a violent sport, like it's brutal. I understand. But I'm just like, every year, it's like the same thing.
Yeah,
There's no change, there's no change. So I'm just
yeah,
like, at what point, do we get off this carousel? Like, is something different gonna happen, to move this team to even win a playoff game? I'll settle for that because that's progress. There hasn't been any progress. That's
yeah. I
that's what
mean,
I'm
he,
looking at.
he won one last year, but the one he was supposed to win, he didn't win. So why do people talk? Why do
Like
people
Taylor
like?
Swift. Taylor Swift is an amazing art. She seems like a really fun person. If you were watching any of her interviews, I'm like, she seems very, very likable.
Uh-huh.
Um, I think she's very talented. In terms of her writing, playing her guitar and whatnot. I think she would be great. And we've had quite a few black performers at halftime. I saw some of the comments like, we've had nothing but black performers since Jay-Z took over, so to speak. I'm just like, I wouldn't mind Taylor Swift, honestly. I think she's a phenomenal artist.
I'm gonna tell you what they like about her. Taylor Swift represents a everyday normal girl.
She does come across like that.
Yeah, that anybody can be, and that give other people hope. Like, oh, Taylor's tall. She has long arms. She has long
Hmm.
legs. Because
She's very
sometimes those things,
relatable. Hmm.
yeah, and those things plague people. So and her tunes are very catchy.
They
They
are.
are very catchy,
Because that we are never,
and
ever, ever getting back together. I was like, girl, you ain't said nothing but a word. It's never happening. We are never, ever, 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 ever getting back together. Like, that's it. That's the anthem. It's never happening. Don't ask. I was
you
here
look.
for it.
I'm gonna
Like,
say right now, you lucky this is streaming to my page because I would say something. Lord have mercy. I would like this joint up. I would like, oh, it's never going.
that song was catchy. I think all the ladies felt that one. All the ladies felt that. Black, white, Asian, purple. It was like,
Oh yeah, yeah,
you're right. It's never happening. So yeah. And she's not on tour now, and she has some free time also, in between planning that wedding, she got some free time. So we'll see what happens with that. Nadi said Chiefs win, but not 40-12. Like, Ravens over Bills. Lamar needs to get some get back. I mean, really, I hear people say that, like, not hate it, but it's just like, when you say get back, it's like you already lost. I mean, we beat
yeah,
you in the playoffs. Like, I mean, you can beat me in the first game, but I still beat you when it mattered most. Like, we can't go back to that. But you can start off the season, I guess, on a high, if you want to look at it
yeah,
that way.
yeah. You can't let that be your Super Bowl. You can't let that be your pentacle in your
Hmm.
career.
I mean, I
This
get you. I
ball
guess you
out.
can kind of use it, to kind of, propel you for this. It's something like with the chip. You use it to
Yeah,
carry a
but
chip on your shoulder,
my thing, but
shoulder. Excuse me.
just ball out. I
Hmm.
listen. I can take the L sometime if you just ball out. Don't
Okay,
don't leave nothing on the field, man.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Nadi said DJ Swift is an excellent performer, but she comes across as very kind. When the hurricane hit NC, she donated more money than NFL owners did. Yeah,
He
she
called
seems
it
very
DJ
kind.
Swift.
No, I think he was saying DJ like Swift, talking about Taylor Swift, because he asked like why people like her.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You said DJ. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, tell it. She is. I mean, she is what she is. I mean,
She's very,
every
very
every
likable.
artist, yeah, got their thing. You know what I mean? I don't
Mhm.
know how many of you guys love. I mean, how many of you guys like Sade or like Terrence Trent D'Arby? They're just different
Who?
type of Terrence Trent D'Arby. Sign my name across it. Your heart? No,
Is he a gospel artist?
no,
No, no.
no.
Is he like
Yeah.
what era is he from? Because I don't know that name.
Oh, early '90s.
Okay,
But
so those of us that were like not born or super young, like we're not gonna follow you with that
no,
respectfully.
no, late
So,
'90s, late '90s.
so
Terrence
can we
Trent
like be
D'Arby
a
was.
little more current if we're gonna compare artists? And then the rest of us in this chat can probably follow you.
But I'm just trying to give you a feel of something because like Sade,
I
she's
can't
very.
feel it. I don't even understand it. I don't know who you're talking about.
You know Sade, right?
Yes, yeah.
Sade is
She
very. She has
wasn't
the
of
right.
my time, but I know who I don't know of her yet.
She has the right. Her voice is like brown, and it's like it's
Very
more
smooth.
earthy and
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, yeah. What's that?
Yeah. I'm trying to hide that bottle of water, but you don't have that big bottle of Pepsi when we on this live.
I know, right, right.
All right, you guys. We've been on here an hour, as Nadi pointed out. It is late. This is the late night crew, you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow. Chiefs play Chargers. Fever play Chicago. Although Angel has been suspended, because she got that text, so automatic suspension, a text. So that's it. So yeah. That's a lot. I love when sports there's so much going on. You like turning back 14 commercials. You're like looking on your phone, looking over on this TV, looking on that TV. This is exciting time. And then to think the NBA comes back.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the NBA. My favorite sport.
Katya's going for a jog. I want y'all to know she's going for a jog, and then she's gonna film 2 clips for the night from the Eagles team, from the Eagles game, and then she's probably gonna go to bed. Maybe.
I do have to film some other clips, in between. I know.
Oh, have mercy.
Yes, great night to you. CC done for the season. I think she'll be back in the playoffs. I think they are going to make the playoffs, but I do feel like it wouldn't be wise to put her in. I think she's missed too much time to just throw her in there. If they do get that AFC, they're playing the Lynx. I don't think the Lynx they're gonna be on one. Don't put her in harm's way. Don't put her in harm's way. DJ, why you hating on Taylor? What you got against Taylor? He said, I bet you those artists that Brother D just named are better than Taylor Swift. Look, say what you want. Taylor Swift, her fan base, she's going to her 12th album. Like, Taylor Swift was like mid-30s. She came out when she was like, what, 15, 14, 15? Say what you want. Her fan base is huge. Huge.
Hey,
Huge, huge, huge.
DJ,
They love Taylor.
I'll say this to you, DJ. Always consider the numbers game. There are more of them than us. So
Say
it's a
what
number.
you Beyonce,
It's a numbers game.
Beyonce is huge too. There's just some artists who are transcendent, and she's one of
No,
them.
no. I'm not. I already confirmed that I think that she is a good artist. But if you want to hear a nice album, look up the album. It's called The Real Chucky Boo. The Real Chucky Boo is by a group called Loose Ends. Loose. Yeah, you know what? You can do all that if you want to, but if you heard their albums, you'll be like, oh my God. They have 4 albums. The first 3 are fire.
Okay.
But the third one, I love The Real Chucky Boo. All right.
Okay.
The Real Chucky Boo.
Okay.
That's what the name of it is.
I got a headache, y'all, on that note. I'm like, what's going on?
Oh, man. I love music. I'm like everybody else. I love
too. I do too. But what's the name of that album again? The who?
The Real Chucky Boo. CHUCKEEBOO. Chucky Boo. It's beautiful. It's all about relationships. It's beautiful.
Okay. So yeah. On that note and that tip, you guys go ahead and check out the real Chucky Boo if you want to hear some great tunes. And let me know next time we're on live if you agree with Brother D about his choice of music. I find it quite questionable amongst other things. But
She like every time we get 1 foot of he gotta take it back.
Yeah, I'm just like, what? Like who? I'm gonna go look it up, see if I can even find it on YouTube to see if it even exists. Okay, you guys.
It exists.
I know in your
I'll shoot it
catalog.
over to you.
Please don't. I
So,
know in your catalog it exists, but for the rest of us, not so much. Okay,
girl.
Good night to you all. Cheers to the weekend. Be great, be safe, be productive, and God bless you all. Thank you for
Power
tuning
in the
in.
microphone.
Jesus
Oh yeah.
Christ. Good night, you guys. Good night, you guys, and good night to you, Brother D. I am out of here. Okay. Peace out, y'all. I don't know
Well,
what's
you
going
would do
on.
your little symbols, but I can't do mine. Why can't I do
Picking up your microphone is a symbol. Good night, beautiful people. Okay.
mine?
Good night.
It's power in the microphone.
Okay. Good night, y'all.
Good night, guys. God bless you guys.